Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Well, we're back at the property, and Abigail, look what's happening out there. You see what they're doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
They're backfilling. So that giant hole that made it so that we couldn't walk anywhere near the house, they're filling it all in, guys. So that means that next week we can actually walk in the foundation before, well, we shouldn't, but we could, but we shouldn't. All right, so we're going in there today. I'm gonna get a quick peek and see what's going on, and we'll stay our distance because that man's got work to do. Well, when we come back next, the dump trucks will have come and cleared whatever is remaining, and hopefully this will be a little bit more leveled off and ready for framing. I guess that's what's next. And just like that, all the hills of dirt are gone. Oh, and it looks like they did scrape down the grass and get rid of it inside of the garage too. That's good. I was a little worried about that. So the next step will be framing, which will be super cool to see come to life. And we can actually walk up roughly where our front door is going to be. So cool. Well, here I am standing in my future garage. Kind of cool. Looks like they've got some reinforcements or footings in place for the pad to go on. And there will be a drain put in here as well. Imagine they've got that all planned and mapped out. But it's kind of cool. I can imagine where my cars are going to go. Makes me feel like parking something in here already. This is a nice site. Yesterday the lumber arrived, or some of the lumber arrived, and apparently in the next day or two they're going to start sticking this lumber onto that foundation, which means within a few days we should have a floor, and then soon walls, and then soon a roof. And it's just kind of a waiting game until that all happens. Now that most of the groundwork is done and holes are filled in, all of this material can start to go on the house, which you can't really even see right now, but soon enough you'll be able to see a house start taking shape over there, and I'm excited for that. I'm going to come back tomorrow or the next day and see if they actually start getting this stuff up there, but it looks like they've got all the right equipment for some pretty serious construction here very, very soon. We are headed back out to our little property. Since we were there last, the framers, after dropping off all the wood, decided to put that wood together into something, and we hear that there's been activity out there. We've not seen it since it was a foundation. We're all gonna go out, very excited to see what the heck's been going on. I don't know how far they would have gotten, whether they were able to get some of the wood down from the floor. Who knows, but let's go see. Okay, we're gonna find out what's been going on. What is this? We've been framed, partially. Wow, okay, we gotta get a little bit closer and check it out. Looks so different now. Look, we did a thing.
Oh my goodness.
There's a thing. I can't believe they've actually got a lot of the walls up already. It feels so real, like it's Every time I'm out here, I'm like, yep, there's a foundation. It feels pretty real. Yep, there's a hole in the ground. Feels real. Well, today there's walls. Well, heck, if I was a kid and I had a tarp and a couple 2x4s, I'd half near make this into a tree fort. But look, can't believe it. It's it is a big house. I was concerned when I was looking at the hole that was dug that it wasn't gonna be a big enough place. It wasn't any bigger than our current house, but no, it's shaping up. I guess it can be deceiving until you start seeing it come together. All of this lumber that's lying here on the ground is in fact prefabbed walls. I can see a door frame, or I can see where there's going to be windows. These are all sections that are going to be blown into the other side there before too long. There's little missing sections that still have to be built and put up. They build them out here on the ground, they assemble it, up it goes into position, they brace it with these boards, and then before you know it, you've got a wall standing. Then they do the same thing, they start getting the second floor on, do the same thing up there, and then when the third and final stage of the framing happens, and that's the roof, which will be up top there, where roofs usually go, they have to use a crane, and we'll have prefabricated trusses, which are big triangular sections that go into place like a big Lego or big puzzle. And once that's all done, then they can actually start insulating and closing this place off. Right now there is no snow, which is great, and it's actually been hovering around 10 to 12 degrees Celsius during the day, so it's not so bad for the workers. And I do actually worry about them being warm enough that they'll have a cozy spot to build our house, and then we won't be slowed down by snow, because when it snows, this will get muddy. It will also create some challenges in terms of slowing people down with having to dust snow off of stuff and keeping equipment dry and so forth. But right now it's good conditions for building, and hopefully it stays that way for the next few weeks. I'm hoping and optimistic that by the end of this month, we should have that roof on there, and we should have our house, a little bit closer to being finished. There's one of our basement windows there. This is cantilevered out a bit so that we could give ourselves a bit more room for our furniture to fit. But this will be our living room with the fireplace. That will be our dining nook. Kitchen right there. Stairwell that goes down like that, because you have to make sounds when you go down the stairs. And the garage, which I'm going to walk over to, ended up being pretty substantial. I might have overdone it with the ceiling height. Ooh, well, let's go over and have a look at the garage. Oh, this is where we're going to have our piano kind of in the front area here with a little secondary seating area. And we decided to leave it pretty much all open, more or less, other than having a pantry at the back and a bathroom there and a pantry and a hallway and so forth. We even give ourselves a little hall closet off the front that'll have a window in it, and there's going to be a laundry room next to that on the other side of the wall that has its own window, so there's daylight. We really tried to work windows in wherever we could, and big windows too, because we like a lot of light, and there's definitely going to be a lot of light. But when we look out the windows, look, it's going to be all trees and nature and beautiful. Look at the views out our window. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go around to the garage side now. Ooh. Walking along where the front door is going to be. The entrance is going to be right there. They haven't done this wall yet, so there's no front door quite yet, but that will be soon. And then porch goes on where those big pilings were. And the garage, well, I was concerned it wouldn't be big enough, but it's funny when you start to see the walls in place, your brain starts to tell you, oh yeah, that's going to be big enough. Look at this. I've got, I think, 14-foot ceilings in here. And it worked out this way. Not that I really needed ceilings this tall, although it will be nice if I decide to hang, some old oil and gas signs or do sort of a man cave thing. I did want to have some height so that I could do a couple hoists so you could actually stack cars. It's easy when you're working on stuff too, but we have incredibly tall ceilings because we wanted this level to line up with the roof line of the other side, which is built up. so we could build an addition on the top. To do that, it meant tall ceilings in the garage, and I wasn't going to complain about that. But this is certainly starting to feel like more of an industrial size shop build. It's going to be gargantuan in here. Holy cripes. If I peek ever so gently down into one of the basement windows, I can see they've got some of the posts on the cement pads that were poured down there. The structural posts will hold that floor and hold the weight of the upper structures. It's all engineered, all designed to be very safe, but that's important to get that in now because you don't want to have that cave in on you. But look, there's a little room down there. I can almost imagine where Stephen's little bedroom is going to be, in the bathroom. Maybe a future rumpus room. Rumpus room would mean wood paneling. That's not going to happen. But maybe we'll get some, pinball machines and some fun stuff down there. The fun you can have with a bunch of dirt in your basement. And I have to admit, I wasn't really excited until now. The whole thing just felt like a big ordeal. A lot of work, a lot of extra, a lot of extra stuff I had to take care of and do, but this is going to be our future. This is going to be where we're going to live. And now seeing the walls starting to go up, I am actually starting to get excited. And that's unusual for me because usually I just think about it as a task that's got to be done, but I'm starting to see my house. The first house we've ever designed and built on our own, possibly the only house we'll ever design and build on our own. And it's an exciting feeling. So this is it. This episode really ended off on a high note. We got the framing up, well, at least part of it. So next go around, when you guys tune back in, you should be able to see perhaps the second floor. Maybe we'll get the roof on. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's exciting for me. I don't know if it's exactly exciting for you guys, but it sure is exciting for me. So stay tuned for more episodes, guys. This house is being built, and it's so exciting for us. We'll take you along the journey and give you updates as we go. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.